Hello, hello, everybody. Merry Christmas Eve or Merry Christmas Day, wherever you're out in the world, or whatever holiday you celebrate. Many, many blessings to you. I'm excited to bring the messages through this evening on this wonderful, wonderful night or day, depending on where you're at. And as always, just want to start off by sending beautiful, beautiful love out to the world right now. So if you'd like to join me, I definitely welcome that. No pressure ever. I'm just going to take a big, deep breath and come back to right here, right now. Beautiful. And I'm just going to let that love just cascade down and fill up our hearts and overflow out of us to the world. And whether you're watching this live or on replay, we can all join together outside of time and space because that is where this energy exists. We send it out to the world. And if you yourself are in need of love tonight, for your heart, for your mind, for your physical body, for a loved one or a situation, we send love to you right now. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me. And before we get started, I do want to make sure everyone is aware. We do have winter, summer solstice readings that are available. So I have a playlist that came out this last week, and they're good for 3 months till the next equinox, the spring fall equinox in March. So here's that playlist. And then also we have new weekly energy updates that are effective for the 25th, which some of you are already on the 25th through next week. So here is the playlist for those. So I am excited. And we will take a look here. And zoom in here. Let me just pop out the chat here. And we will get started on the readings. See what Spirit has for us tonight. Let me just move that over. A little smaller. There we go. Now I can see. All right. And of course, I do have in the pinned comment at the top, it does tell you if you want to make a donation to make your reading a priority, you can use the super chat at the bottom of the chat screen, which is like a little dollar bill kind of thing, or I have my Venmo and PayPal links at the very top within there. So those how you can do that. I do go in order down in the chat. That's the list. There's no special list. And when there's a donation, I step out of line, complete that, and then I step back into line where I left off and continue down the list. So that's how we roll. And we will get started. So Valverde, you are the first reading that is up, the first free reading. And do you have a soul contract or a soul tie connected? Let me just change this to live chat. There we go. Much better. And let's take a look here and see what they have to say. I actually going to use the Radiant Rider Waite and the Light Seers Tarot tonight. Excuse me. And let's take a look here. So do you have a soul contract or soul tie connected with someone? Let's take a look here. Just raise that microphone a little bit so you don't hear the cards so loud. It's like, wow. All right. So what does Spirit want you to know about soul contracts and soul ties? So you do have, no, I have it blocking my view. There we go. So we do have the Page of Cups, which is about new love and connection to love. And so soul contracts, soul ties, we do have those with family, with friends, with coworkers. You know, we have so many of them that we are, of course, convinced about. Romantic ones are the soul contracts and soul ties, but we have it with everyone. And I feel like this particular one that they want to bring out, and to clarify that, of course, um, that this one particular has to do with a romantic soul tie connection. And I feel like that isn't one that you're in right now. It is one from the past, because this world card is about letting go of old cycles, ending of old cycles, beginning of new adventures. And so, whoever this was, it was this past relationship. Because I feel like, they're down here, and you've moved on to higher places, and again, also to higher places with the Hermit card. And I feel like now the journey is about you turning inward and reviewing, allowing your higher self, which is all this bright light here, to guide you on your path, to guide you on what's coming next. But I feel right now there's this pulling away of, like, of yourself, of it's the inward journey for a time. Clarification on who that soul contract is. It's a King of Swords, which would be someone who is very mental. Not like mental, like, wow, they're mental, but like they're big thinkers, maybe air sign, because I mean they both rule the air, and all the kings have air. So they are severely a big thinker, where you might not have with your past actions felt they had feelings at all. Like, are you a robot? Are you an android? Because they're so mental in their mind that they didn't, express their heart. They kept it very contained, special, organized, you know, very guarded, and they were very, up in their mind and expectations, intelligent, maybe overly intelligent, where they dry sense of humor, that type of thing. And it wasn't a super compatible match for the human character of you, the human character of them, because you have a huge heart and you want emotion. Um, Not that you don't use your brain either. You're more balanced between heart and mind, maybe more towards your heart, like 60-40, 70-30, because you have such an intuition and a large heart. It just guides you and leads you, and that's where a lot of your energy's at. Them, it was 99, 1% is the way the perception felt with all of that. So that's what they were wanting to know around that. So that particular soul contract is completed. It would brought you and reflected back to you what you wanted to see about yourself. You needed, not really needed, but you wanted in this lifetime to have this interaction so you could feel like what unloved might feel like by someone else, like that you had romantic interest in. And so in order for you to understand your self-love, you needed to see how you felt about yourself in the mirror, and they volunteered to be the mirror for you. So don't kill the messenger. Just realize, okay, they were designed not to give me what I needed, so that I could see what I needed I couldn't find out there. I would need to turn inward and find it in here anyway. And so that's what they're wanting you to know right now regarding the soul contract that you had with this individual. So that's what they have right now for you, Valverde. So many blessings to you. All right, we'll continue moving down the list. So Project Skyfalls, you are the next free reading up, and you want to know, what do the angels say will happen to you in February? All right, let's take a look here. I don't want to go to Oracle. They want Tarot, so we will obey. I'll take their advisement, their advice into advisement, because it always works out better that way. All right. All right. Well, it does look like here you've got the Five of Wands. So February does feel like a time of the energy. The Five of Wands, of course, is the fire energy. It is the overall um, passion and drive and inspiration and all of that. Well, this it starts feeling off like like there's five people in the chat and five people liked, and here's this five change, change, change. So it's a month of change that's going on, but it starts off feeling kind of competitive and kind of where the energies around you just feel um, just I want to say volatile, but fiery, where it's just like it doesn't take like people are on edge. It just feels like people are on edge around you. And it's just like, wow, it doesn't take something from people to go, "Rah," and you're like, I just wanted to ask if you wanted sugar in your coffee. Wow. It's just, it seems like that's the type of energy that it starts off and like the first 7 to 10 days of February. They're being specific with that. But then there's the moon. Maybe it's a moon cycle. Maybe we'll have to check the moons and see what's going on in February. But the moon does come in and it does influence it. It's impacting emotion. Pay attention very much in February when the new moon cycle is, when the full moon cycle is. New moon is all about the wishes and hope, and the full moon is about release and what you're ready to let go of. And so follow the cycles of the moon in February because it is important for what's happening and going on in your February. Because you do end up, in a nice place with the Queen of Wands. You get to really focus on your energy, see the power that you have, knowing that wherever you point that wand and invest the wand is what expands. Moon energy does that too, especially full moon is just amplifies whatever you're feeling, whatever's going on, that type of thing. And it so whatever is going on around you, it's like know that wherever you point your wand, if you focus on what's missing, what's not in your life, what you don't want in your life, or what you fear will come into your life, that during February with this energy that's around there brings it in fast and furious. Same though, also for the things that you're grateful for, the things you do want in your life, focusing on gratitude, unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, those beautiful, bright things you want, that expands very quickly as well. So I feel like they're telling you, be aware of the energy that you have around you, and then you can see what that has there. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, so it's not necessarily friends, just friends. It's work, it's family, it's people just around you. If you don't have any, friends that are always hanging around, it's whatever. The people around you just seem very like okay, and it's because the energy that's around you with this, you get to hold on to it and you get to focus it. The Queen of Wands also, especially with the moon here too, you see the black cat in the Queen of Wands lap there. See if we can get him to focus. There he is. So that represents the connection to spirit. And so the Queen of Wands, because she's half fire, half water, the water piece allows her to connect to the higher realms. And the moon energy is very much also about being able to connect. So it's going to be it's like the veil is thin. The energy is just expansive for you in February. Whatever you focus on is what just is amplified. And like I said, like a full moon, around a full moon, if we are sad, we're going to feel very, very sad. When we're happy and feel full of love, we're going to feel very, very happy, very, very full of love because it's amplifying whatever emotion we're focusing on. And if you find yourself going, oh, and you look out the window and you're like, oh, look, the moon's almost full. let me change my emotional energy, you see it expand in the opposite direction very quickly. So it's like that. So that's what they have for you, Project Skyfalls. So happy holidays to you too. And you have a ton of friends here. We are your friends, Skyfalls. You have a wonderful soul family here, and you are always welcome. And we send you lots of love. We can't help it if people can't see your awesomeness. You know, we don't have to share you then either. So so hang in there. Many blessings to you. All right. So Shay B, you are the next free reading that's up. And is there improvement in your love life next year? All right. Well, let's find out what Spirit has to say for you around love. All right. What else? Okay, I like that. And then, well, okay, thank you. All right. Yeah, so next year it starts off. Here's that 5 of Wands. Wonder if the next year is going to be a very volatile year of people with short tempers, because this is the, the second time it's come up already. But it is a movement of what feels like competition, feels like, you know, conflict kind of energy, fearful type of energy. It does transform with the fives to be something that is, you're realizing that things are being done for you, even though in the beginning it feels a little raw, it feels a little, uh, the way they're showing me is, have you ever like met a friend of a friend that you hadn't met before, and they are just full of themselves, thinking that they're so funny, and then they start picking on you as soon as you meet them, and you're just like, I don't like them. Because you're like, why are you making fun of me? You just met me. And you have this rise up inside of you. But then the evening goes on, and then you really get to know the true them, that they were just trying to be funny and trying to be, they think they were impressing people by their humor. Then you get to know the real them, and you're like, okay, they're all right. And then you get to know them really well over time, and you're like, they're pretty cool. And you realize once you got past their insecurities, you got to see them. That's what I feel like with this 5 of Wands energy is. Like there's this love that you have, that you get to experience next year, that starts off like why did you even invite them to be around us? But then they grow on you, and you get to know them. You get beyond those walls, the defensive walls they have. But part of the experience that you have is this, because you have the 8 of Swords, which is you get to reflect on you in this mirror of this person, and you get to see what of your own thoughts, your own beliefs, your own mindsets made you feel blinded and bound and trapped. And you have the Ace of Swords here, which opens up your mind, opens up and allows you to look past all of this, and to where it more turns into, when you're looking at yourself, you see this person instead of this person. So you do have this, you know, exchange between them. It almost has a small little inkling of a twin flamey energy, which is, but this is not a twin flame, but it feels like the fire that comes, like you have an attraction for them, but then they make you see yourself in the mirror, and they don't not allow you not to. It's like this little period of time, it's like that. A twin flame is more like years and years and decades, and you just can't get away from each other, and you're just like this passion that just drives you, but you also burn each other's butts like on a Bunsen burner. You know how they, you, in like science class, I don't think we ever dealt with fire, but you have the fire little burners, and you put stuff on it. Well, you're the burner for each one to really purify and create heat. And I feel like this individual does that. And it's all right. It's like, okay. And I almost feel like it is eventually, like after that, eventually you have someone from the past come in. So after this, like wow, someone that you wanted to kill, but then you end up liking. Um, and I don't feel like it goes like super, super far into a relationship or anything. I feel like maybe just you maybe hang out a couple times closely, but because of the interaction with friends and stuff, it's like it's in your face and you have to face these things. But afterwards, I feel like you more like I want to say like I want to say between April and June, but um, yeah, probably more like May, right in the middle, right smack in the middle. Um, you have someone from the past that comes back, and where before, where you were at before, and I don't even feel like it's like an ex necessarily. I just feel like it's someone from your past. And because of where you were before, there was an interest, with these 3 empty bowls. It was like it was boring, they didn't excite you, they weren't interesting. But now when you bump into them, there's this new excitement, there's this new energy that's there. So, I feel like you have one little, not necessarily a fling, it just feels very fiery, like you're just, um almost going over the table after this person in a not in a real angry way, but you just like you don't like this person that starts off. And it's just kind of hilarious the way they're showing. It's just like taking deep breaths to keep yourself from saying anything, and then you get to know them, and then it lightens up, and then it becomes almost this, this fiery draw to each other. And then you hang out and um, get a little close, and then but then it's like it just fizzes out as much as it fizzed in, and then this other thing happens, which is more in alignment with who you are. So that's what I see for you, Shay. So um, is that improvement? Maybe. I feel like the second piece is improvement, but the improvement comes because of what you face with that the other situation. So that's what they have. So that is what is going on there. All right. So many blessings to you, Shay. Sherry, you are up next for the next free reading. And yes, Merry Christmas to you. And a love reading. All right. So let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know about love. What else? All right. Let's see what these other ones are here. Well, some of the same cards are flying out here tonight. So love seems to be a wonderful mirror for us, which it always is. But I feel like this is pre-love. You're working on just understanding what of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets around love have been keeping you feeling just so confined. And I love this. You calm you looking in and going, okay, I get it. I understand what this is. And it frees you. It allows you to get out of the cage. It allows you to be free. And you actually are very free. I mean, you actually have this passion and this fire that you just allow yourself to be you and express yourself. And the Queen of Wands, I mean, she sits in her power. She's very passionate. She drives her power, her energy in directions, walks in a room, lights up the room, very fiery. And of course, also has connection to spirit in all that as well. So this, you go from that to that. And it's because you're releasing yourself from these supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos. This is how I'm supposed to act because this is what will attract people, or this is who I'm supposed to be with, and how it's supposed to unfold, and what a relationship is supposed to be. And it's just like, ugh, it does feel binding, and like you're being held hostage by your thoughts. And it's like you are set free, and then you have this happiness and this joy, and then that is when you draw in, because your energy, your love energy has gone from a low vibration of fear to a higher vibration of joy and unconditional love and acceptance and wonderful self-love. And that draws in someone, because that's the energy you want to draw in, not the old doing what you always did and getting what you always got. You're like, wow, I really enjoy this coming in. And it is amazing. I mean, 10 of Pentacles, overflowing, abundant. You've got the family, the children, the dog, there's usually even a palace and money, and it brings in this abundant feeling in your life. So they are having you look at your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets that are rooted to the fear of losing conditional love, and what are these supposed tos and have tos that have to happen around relationship. And the more you work on that and open up your self-love and free yourself from it, the faster the stuff in the outside world moves for you. So I do like that for you, Sherry. So that's what they have for you right now. So Merry Christmas. All right. So many blessings to you. Have a very happy holiday. All right. Very good. All right. So I am on Shruti Kumari. You are the next reading. You want to know, are you on the right path? What's next in your career and love life, and your partner's hidden feelings? That's all? That's all you want? They're being a little sassy. So let's take a look here. Are you on the right path? Well, we are always on the right path. There's no wrong path, of course, they say. It's just different paths. Different paths bring us different things. And it's like, can you alter your path to have something in more in alignment with what your heart wants with your life? And we can take a look at that. Because let me take a look at here at the cards here. So you do have the Six of Pentacles. So as far as love life, the thing that can enhance, and this will impact every area of your life actually, but this is the codependency awareness, which takes you back to your childhood, like 7 years old and younger. Because what the Six of Pentacles is about, you give and you give and you give. Career, school, friends, family, relationships, whatever it would be, you give and you give and you give. But the exchange rate that's in your unconscious, that you adapted when you were younger, is that you give like 100 of something to someone and you get one back. And you had to overdo things when you were younger to get attention from whoever these important people were, and that's what was got embedded into your being, that this is the acceptable exchange rate. I give 100 and I get one back. That's just the way it is. But it unfolded, and unconsciously and subconsciously, maybe you don't realize, like, why do I feel I have to overgive? Why do I feel I don't deserve? Well, this is something that you can look at in your life to free yourself, to allow yourself to receive. Because when you don't allow yourself to receive, it teaches people not to give to you. And in a relationship, it teaches them to give it to someone else or somewhere else, like workaholic, working out, hobbies, friends, or affairs, right? And so that's what this Six of Pentacles is bringing up, about that your path is perfect for you. You're learning what you want, and there's so many different paths to get to where we want to go. But with me changing the energy of the question to be, what's for your highest experience? Anything you can enhance, this is what is coming through for you here. So hidden feelings from your partner, this would also be included, because If you're not allowing them to give to you, then that's what they're feeling like. I want to be able to give. Why won't they let me give? Am I not worthy? So these things pop up in their head and it impacts them. So this will impact your career, your love life, your partnerships, and everything else. Realizing that, freeing yourself from that, realizing going back and doing whatever you need to do to recalibrate your giving and receiving does bring new passion into your life and new energy that comes in, which allows you more passion at work. Even at work, when you don't allow them to give to you, it's like, oh, no, it's okay. Like they won't give you bonuses or promotions and that if they see that you're resistant to allowing that energy that you're putting out keeps people from being able to do that. It keeps things from moving in career as well. Now, I like all of this for you because it's going to free you up because you do have the world card, which is the ending of major cycles and beginning of new adventures. You have the king coming in here, so you are cutting away thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that no longer serve you. So you are taking control of all these expectations of the supposed tos and the shoulds and the need tos, and that I have to give this much in order to feel worthy to receive this. All this is clearing up with this inner reflection that you're doing. And then it does bring in this abundance, allows you to see here your worth in relation to the outside world in a completely different way. And then that changes everything else in your life as well. It just all unfolds in a completely different way. Now, besides that, for your partner's feelings, let's see what else they have here. Yeah, so not so much hidden feelings. I mean, they do love you. Here's the Two of Cups. The Knight of Swords is that they are working on their own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, and their expectations are changing, and they're in pursuit of what their truth is and what they want in the relationship too, which is a continual evolution anyway. But I think that thinking has to do, it feels that they're like, well, what are my options? They're not allowing me to give them to the extent I want to be able to give too. And so the big the big takeaway would be to really look at that codependency awareness, because that frees up every area of your life in regards to those things. So that's what they have for you, Shruti. So many blessings for you. All right, we'll continue moving down the list. Very good. All right. So the next free reading we have coming up is for Daisy. What is your life purpose? Like, I don't know. I've been hearing those words a lot lately. What is my life purpose? Let's take a look here. Do we want any of those? Okay. So we do have this angel guide oracle. It's just beaming over there asking to be able to talk to you. So let's allow that to happen. So what do we want Daisy to know about life purpose? All right, nope, none of those. All right. So this is the one. Okay, so this is the one. I was trying to come out there, and now it just fully did. It's listen deeply. I wonder if that's what you've been hearing. Been hearing it from your your spirit guides there. So let's take a look here. Yeah, angels are sending you guidance and inspiration through your powerful and resonant inner voice. So be ready to listen to that voice now. Listen to yourself. If you aren't able to hear yourself, you'll be blocking your connection to the information, insight, and guidance that can support you going forward. If you've been ignoring or avoiding dealing with something you feel that you've had to do for a long time, your angels are encouraging you to stop, listen to yourself, and then do it now. Your expansion and growth depend on it. If you received challenging information recently about your life from any source and you're unsure whether to believe it or not, this card assures you that it is pivotal to the unfolding of your freedom and joy. So listen deeply. So basically, so far, they're saying that if you've been getting this question and these feelings and information about life purpose, life purpose, life purpose, this is them nudging you to look into this. The extended message for the card says, the whispers of our inner voice are subtle, and it takes patience and willingness to hear them. Often, this voice can seem intensely honest and direct, but that's because it wants us to home in on truth in order to grow. Often, we don't like the truth the inner voice is giving us and refuse to listen, but all we're doing is blocking the guidance that's coming forward for us. The truth of the matter is that our inner voice is always working in our favor, and divine guidance is always loving and supportive. It will be direct and insightful, but won't make us feel low. If you're unsure what information is guidance and what is based on fear or ego, call on angels to help you hear and understand the information that's rising up within. You can also invite them to clear old messages so that you can have more space energetically for guidance that is relevant to the present moment. Yeah, so it definitely is them here with this card coming in about pursuing and really looking into your life purpose. The energy of existing and not having your heart sing is what is really bringing so much of this up to and spawning this. And it's like your angels and your support team on the other side are bringing these energies forward in strong ways because it is time. It's time for you to really step away from all the blah, blah, blah in your head and everyone else's opinions. Just take time to connect inward and upward to your higher self, to your high heart, and to your angels and your guardian angels and your spirit guides, your loved ones on the other side, your ancestors, whatever you believe those beings of unconditional love and light are. To ask them for clarity, because the big piece of understanding this is digging in to your high heart to find out how you uniquely want to share love with the world. We can do that in any career and position and job, but how you want to do it, you get to find. And so rather than them telling you, this is what it is, and da 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 da, the journey of exploring your heart and developing that connection is what they're wanting you to do. And so, if it takes getting away in nature or if you're able to take a break away and go somewhere for a couple days, or definitely taking time away from all the noise and the chaos and all those opinions is an important piece here for you with that. So that is what they want you to know, Daisy. It is them, but they don't want us to tell you. They want you to connect with them to develop this relationship more deeply and connect to your high heart, because it's such an important piece of your journey and in finding your life purpose. So I do like that for you, because they're shielding everything else. I was nudging, I was trying to go just a little hint, and they're just like, stop. So they want you to search for that. So that's what they have for you, Daisy. So maybe in a little while we can double check back. You never know. They're like, okay, now you can give this much, but they want you to develop that relationship is the big thing. So that's what they have. So many blessings for you, Daisy. Hang in there. All right. So the next free reading coming up is from Joy. And you want to know what the first meeting with your future spouse will be like from his perspective. Oh, all right. Is it love at first sight? Let's find out. So, all right. Interesting. So it's like an interesting meeting because you got these two came up earlier too for love readings, which Five of Wands, Eight of Swords, but wish fulfillment too, which I really like seeing that because this is wishing upon a star and it's like wishes come true. So in a way, it's like, wow. But I feel like it's like looking in a mirror. They see what they see from their perspective is their own limitations, their pain, and all this. And I feel like that's what Spirit wants you to know is like, well, their perspective, you can't help when they look into the mirror, they see what they see. You're the mirror. All you can do is reflect, but you can't help and know what they see. And so I feel like the first meeting is kind of a little bit fiery in the beginning, but because this is what they see, but then they eventually see that instead. So that replaces that. And I feel like that's what it all happens in the same meeting though, I don't feel like it's like and then eventually years later they recognize this. It's like they they get kind of sparked in the beginning. They have like this fire that just kind of ignites a little bit, and because they see their old thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, and they have some. I almost feel like they jump to conclusions, have preconceived ideas because of people they knew before, and blah blah blah. They're just like, oh, this is going to be like that, and then you just totally boom surprise them, and you are this instead. So that's what I feel they have for you, Joy. And then you had a second question. So how is a relationship like between two people if they were if they are twin flames with a soulmate dynamic and then both have completed their twin flame lesson in their past life? So what would their relationship be like in this one? So, twin flame is a special agent soulmate. And it can differ by lifetime. So if you haven't checked out I do have a pick a card, and maybe that's why you're asking. But let me I'll post it here just for anyone else too, because this one was messages from soulmate, soul partner, and twin flame, and it does talk about the difference between all three in that video as well. That Spirit provided when they were having me create the reading. And so you have soulmates, which are friends, family, romantic, workmates, pets, whatever. We have all these souls that we have this agreement when we come down here. This is what I'm going to mirror to you, and this is what you're going to mirror to me. This is part of our path. And we're like, cool. It doesn't necessarily need to be romantic or not. So we have these soulmates. And then we have a soul partner, which a soul partner is like the soulmate that we end up with the rest of our life. So it could be romantic. It could also, we might be done with romance at some point and go, it's just not worth it for him anymore. And you end up having a soul mate or soul partner who's like a best friend or, a sibling or family member or someone, not romantic, but it's this partnership of support and a deep love, but not romantic. Um, and so that's what a soul partner can be. And a twin flame, boom, is a really highly intensive um, interaction because you come down on purpose for a purpose and going, we are binding ourselves. Like they always show me blood sport with Jean-Claude Van Damme, where they wrap their fists in glass and they're tied together and they can't get away from each other in the ring. They have to be in close proximity um, for a great amount of time so the draw is very passionate, but also it's very heat intensive that it burns and purifies and it forces us to look at things. So when you're asking, how will the relationship between two people be if they're twin flames with a soulmate, but they've completed the twin flame lesson in a past life, then they won't be a twin flame in this lifetime. It'll just be a soulmate. or a soul partner, because of that twin flame, fiery, purification process. We wanted, two people wanted to come down and they wanted to really learn these huge, huge, intensive lessons. Then they did that together on purpose, for purpose, and chose it. But in the next lifetime, if they're not in twin flame, flame mode, they're just soulmates. And you can have a twin flame in one lifetime that's different from a twin flame in another lifetime and a twin flame in the lifetime. So when you look at the other side, it's not like down here where we're like, oh, I'm with a twin flame for all eternity. They're like, no, we're all little drops of unconditional love in a giant sea of unconditional love. There's not this division and separateness up there like we have down here. We're pretty much all meshed together in this huge sea, feeling everyone's feelings. It's so different that we can't even comprehend it in our human brain down here that well. But hopefully that brought a little more clarity around it. So if you were twin flame in a last lifetime, then you've done the work and you're like, whoosh. In this lifetime, you just get to apply knowledge and learn different lessons. It's just not an intensive one. So that's what they want to share, Joy. So if you have additional questions, please let me know. I'm happy to help. All right, Elisa. You will be up here after Francine. Hey, Francine. Thank you for your donation. How are you? The kitty cat eyes. Very good. So, Joy. All right. So, let's take a look here. So, Francine, if your Martin visits you, will he just pop by your door and surprise you, or tell you in advance? If so, will it be the first week in January or before? Okay, let's take a look here. Let me see, Francine. Your energy is just so contagious. It's just wonderful. I love feeling that energy. And joy. You guys bring such wonderful energy. I appreciate you guys. So let's take a look here. So tell us about this Martin's visit. Okay. we finally are warming back up here. I think we hit 40 today, which the high was like 0 and minuses a couple of days ago. But hey, I know you guys are getting all that blast going on. Okay, let's see what all this is about here. So you've got the Three of Swords, which is the expectations equal disappointment card. But you also have the Strength card, which it's like there's this little mini saga going on here for you, where it doesn't unfold the way that you are wanting it to. And it allows you to see from your higher self too that things on the outside world are what disappoint. The Strength card is this journey of the lion side, which is your human side, and this is your higher self, the maiden, and she even wears a heart around her chest here. Oh, poor guy. So this journey that you have is like, okay, so this outside, the people or relationships, whether it's friendships, romantic, whatever, it's relationships, situations, and things, they disappoint us because they're unstable. People change or pass away. Situations never stay the same. Things break down. That unstable, fickle world. And I feel like it's like, okay, plans change, and it's not going to be um, like you had hoped it would be. And that's what I feel like with this is this like little mini saga of just like, oh, okay, well, I want it to be this, but it's not. So it's being delayed. And in the meantime, here, well, I feel this is about you, not about him, though, because this is about we're focusing on the visit of them coming to you, visiting you. Because here's this little nest, the Four of Swords, which comes after, which is peace of mind and love, feeling this love and this overflowingness here. But this is about authenticity too, staying true to being the authentic you. What are all these, coming in here? And it's like, okay, well, what's all this about? And I feel like there's this um again, it's like this just is like part two. So you have this where it's disappointing, it doesn't unfold right, uh, right according to what you were expecting. And then but then you feel okay with it. You're you're in your nest here, those 3 swords. You're allowing love, you know, you're allowing this love to kind of heal it and to make it better. And I don't know, I'm gonna take a look here because I feel like there's this other love going on in your life that is making it okay. It's like, "Oh, it's okay because you have something else." I feel like that's distracting you. That makes it okay. It's like, "Oh, well, I'm disappointed, but hey, now I still have this other thing going on in your life," and it has something to do with feeling loved. But the 3 of Pentacles is about staying true to your authentic self through all this too, which I feel like, with the 3 of Pentacles, there's this fear of letting people down. Either that someone that's going to exude punishment in a rejection or volume, yelling, or whatever it may be, expressing their displeasure with our choices. And then also, we are afraid to lose people's praise and support. And this is like this um, situation here just feels like, like this is one part with Martin, and then this one is all about, well, this is what else is going on in your life. There's like all this stuff. There's like this people blah blah blahing, and you're really trying to stay true to your authentic self, but you're getting a lot of noise from people, and I feel like it has to do with this love here too, because it's all came out together here. You're okay. You're in peace of mind here. You'll drink to that. And but there's this love, and that's why I feel like you're just like, okay, but you're getting this kind of crap from people too. And so it's like, okay. And then, but this is why I feel like Martin will come later. I feel like there's going to be a delay because of the the Knight of Pentacles, which is about slow movement. Things unfold slowly on the outside world. And so I feel like that it won't be the first week in January. I feel like it's going to get delayed, and that they're going to come later after that. Because after that, I mean, you have the Emperor card, which is someone taking control of their life and someone that's understanding their truth and what they want, and wish fulfillment coming in. So that's why I feel it comes later. So this is what unfolds. It's like they they have to get something in control in their life, and then once they do, then they did some little soul searching, then they come in, and then there's the wish fulfillment where they do show up for you. But I feel like they won't just show up on your door and surprise you. I feel like with that Emperor, they really have to, they're in this super organized and control mode where they're like, boom, this is when I'm going to be there, blah 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 blah, but yeah, no one in your life yet. New Year's Eve is coming up, But I feel like whatever this love is, whatever this passion, there's something that just brings you joy. And may not necessarily be love, but with those two coming in, whatever it is, whatever it is, this is how you just feel at home. You just feel comforted, whatever this love is, because this is the heart. Whatever this love is that comes in, just makes it feel better. You're just like, okay, cozy, and you're okay with it. So that's what they have for you, Francine. So I feel like things are going to get delayed, but he has to get his stuff together, understand what he wants, and also take control of his life and not have it going everywhere. So awesome. Great. Thank you. Love you too. Thank you again so much for your donation. Greatly, greatly appreciated. So have a very happy Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. If I don't talk to you, I will be on tomorrow, everyone. Even though it's Christmas Day, I am going to be on my regular hours, 11 a.m. Mountain in the morning and 7 p.m. Mountain at night. Unless Santa Claus comes and kidnaps me, then it's out of my hands. All right. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So Eliza, you are up next. You want to know, how does R feel about you now? All right, let's take a look here. All right. Well, Seven of Pentacles does show a slow movement. It's taking time for the fruit to grow and things unfold. And so they're really taking their time here. They're not rushing into anything. They do have the Ace of Cups, which for me would represent that there is love there, but they're not rushing. They're allowing things to unfold, and it's good all time that they are holding back. They do have the Six of Wands here, which the Six of Wands is recognition, being seen, and victory. So, I mean, I like these cards coming up here, but it just feels like it's taking a long, long time. And when that happens, it's always happening on purpose. And I know it seems like, why? What have I done to deserve this punishment? Why is it taking forever? But whenever we have a patience card regarding love or relationship or job or anything in our lives, life slows down for us. And the reason it does that is because when we are at a certain place in our life, we vibrate energy, and our love energy, whatever it's vibrating at, is what magnetizes it to draw things to us. So when, like, if I remember the times when I had low self-esteem, and I had a lot of pain and abandonment issues and all this stuff, I would draw in relationships that would reflect that for me. Here's how you feel about yourself, worthless one. I'm going to show you what worthless means. And I'm like, and I would draw in the mirror for me to reflect that, because that's what I wanted. My higher self wanted it. Maybe my human, if it had a choice, maybe it wouldn't, but it knows. We know why we want to experience this. But I would draw that in. Then as self-love grows, during pauses, we're able to look and reflect, and we raise our vibration. We raise our vibration more. We raise our vibration more as we do the shadow work and look at things and learn things. Then eventually, I'm not vibrating at the old vibration, drawing in what I used to. You draw in something else that is more in alignment with your higher vibration. So that's what's going on, is they're evidently working on themselves. That's why it's slow moving. They've got these emotions, they've got this, it looks like it's a victory, which everything always unfolds for us anyway. So if something doesn't work out, or it does, it is for us always. But it's like this process that's going, is they're working on them, and then your job is to work on you. And so that's how it unfolds like that. So that's what they have for you right now, Elisa. So many blessings to you. I know. Hang in there. Hang in there. All right. So I do have a donation coming in here. Thank you. And yep, Dune, thank you so very much. And so you want to know what positive things will come towards you in 2023? I like that question. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit would like you to know. All right. So we're doing what positive things in 2023? Okay. What else? All right. And what else? All right. So I do like Two of Pentacles, balance in your outside world, that can be considered a positive thing, right? It's not out of balance. So some nice balancing coming in your 2023. Both of these cards came out together, which is great. It's you are stepping up and really taking charge in your life. Very powerful Aries energy. The Emperor rules over kings, and so it is you really stepping up and taking part of this uh, part of your life, just whatever has been feeling out of balance, you're doing course correcting, and you're the one that is allowing and taking energies and steps to balance things out. So I do like that. And it's funny, as I was saying, the emperor rules over the kings. Let me see what these other cards are here too. Okay. Wow. You have two kings too, which the King of Cups is balancing heart and mind. So that is really, ties into the balancing theme of 2023. It's not so, one-sided emotion or versus, going the other direction into super thinking. It's a wonderful balance in between both of them. And the King of Pentacles does represent abundance. It represents this wholeness, this fullness, and really stepping into your worth and how you relate it to the outside world. The Ace of Pentacles, one of the big lessons the King of Pentacles brings is, knowing that when they define themselves by the outside world, they feel very unstable because relationships is one thing we look at, but those are unstable. People change or pass away, and situations never stay the same. Things break down, catch on fire, stolen. So all the outside world, that's where that instability and out of balance comes from. And the King of Pentacles, with the realization that you turn inward and upward to find this wholeness and this thing within you to feel whole and complete, I feel is what really takes a great hold of your life, and it just allows you to see things completely different and change things too. Um, which is when you turn inward and upward, you find this beautiful love from the other side, this um, eternal, never ending love, this unconditional, never can lose it love from the higher realms. That becomes this foundation for you, which just brings in balance and perspective throughout everything. Because in addition to, because you've got the king, the King of Cups, who balances its water with air, because all the kings get air. So that balances the heart with the mind. The Queen of Swords is quite the opposite. She um, rolls over the air, the mind, and the all the queens get water. So this is balancing emotion with thought. This is balancing thought with emotion. So there is this wonderful balance, even divine masculine and feminine coming in here with the balancing. So it does come in here very nice, and I do like that. Um, because with all of this, with this balancing and this feeling of wholeness and worth, you also have this huge spark. You have the Ace of Wands, you have this new passion, this new drive, all this energy that was being used in the outside world. It comes rushing back in. And the Queen of Wands is able to really fine tune and pinpoint where she invests her energy, and she makes things happen. Things move. And so you do have this energy, this focus. And the black cat here represents connecting to the higher realm, and having guidance too. So that, again, a big piece of your next year is really your inward and upward relationship with spirit, with your higher self, because it just brings in such fire that allows you to make a lot of movement in things in your life. So whatever's been feeling out of balance comes into balance. I mean, you've got balance, balance, balance with all three of these, with the king and the queen and the pentacles. So you do have definitely a year that feels so much more. It's not high, 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 low, 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 high, high, high. It's whoop-a-doo. It's more reasonable and feels very, very solid. So I like that. So that is what they have for you, Dune. So I am liking your 2023. All right. So thank you again so much for your donation, Dune. And Francine, thank you for your second donation. You are so kind. Thank you. And let's move that over there so I can see. And so you want to know, Will Martin and you meet up in North Carolina in January and take a mini break together. Okay, let's take a look here. Let's see if in January. So North Carolina. Okay, tell me more about that, please. I see here with the Three of Wands, there's just a change of direction that's going on in your guys' interaction. And we've got the so we got the Devil card coming in here, which is rattling the cages of both of you that are going on. And so I feel like that, especially with the Temperance card, there's the balancing, there's the patience, there's delay again. So that Knight of Pentacles was about delay coming in, and here's another patience card, and this balancing coming in here too, the weighing out of things. So I feel like that they're needing time to balance things out and really understand what's going on with them, because with the Ace of Swords here, balance things out, reflecting, the Temperance card, which is tempering, going back and forth, and the Devil card. I mean, you got three major arcana here, which is about some significant life choices, and the Devil card, the Shadow card, brings thing to people's faces to they have to deal with this stuff, and it's a major turning point for them. And I feel like this is what they're reflecting on, which you had kind of talked about. The Nine of Swords is the Nightmare card. This is what they're having nightmares about. The Ten of Cups. This is what it was supposed to be, should have been, need to be, have to have been. But now they're mourning it, right? It's on their mind all day before they go to bed, while they're dreaming, having nightmares, wake up in the middle of the night, they're thinking about it. The first thing they think about when they wake up is this, how it did not turn out, right? And this is what they wanted, and so they're facing this. This is what, the Devil card, they're bringing it to their face, so they have to deal with it. You can even see, I mean, it's like they're making them see the thing so they can be released from it. And so that's why I feel like, right now, yeah, it's just this change of direction. I mean, maybe that's the North Carolina beach but it's going to be kind of cold. Well, maybe it'll warm up in January, but no. But I feel the Three of Wands is a change of direction. I just feel like they're needing time to really figure things out, and that's what's going on with there. Let me see here. Will you meet this year? And as I said that, the mirror, the Eight of Swords, reflecting on their stuff again came out. So there will be Ace of Pentacles. So there will be a new opportunity to meet up, but that they got to figure their stuff out first, is what I'm feeling. Yeah, because there's that Ace of Cups again. So they need to figure things out first before they're ready to express themselves in any other way. They just kind of need their alone time to reflect. I feel like they're being taken into alone time, not like by anyone physical, but by their spirit, you know. So that's what they have going on, Francine. I mean, let's see here. Yeah, because you got the Three of Wands again. Because I was like, well, will you be able to go visit them wherever they're at? And it's like the change of plans. I'm like, okay, fine. So that's what they have. Gosh. But just, you know, I know you care about them. So if we feel like your heart aches for them because of what they're going through, if you can't do anything in the physical world, you can do it in the spiritual, and you can send love to them. Allow that love to surround their situation and them, and that'll help release that tension from your heart of the compassion and the caring that you have for them. You can send the love to them. Just see it go as a stream or lightning bolt or orbs, whatever you feel it going to them. Just see it going to them and helping them through their situation. So you can still help that way, even if you don't see each other physically until you guys meet up. So that's what they have, Francine. So thank you very much again for your donation. Much, much appreciated. All right, Elisa, thank you for your donation. Let's take a look here. And so you want to know, are they still in a relationship, RNA? Is it worth waiting for R? Does he still want you back? Okay. Will he reach out to you in the next week? Okay, let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know around R. Okay. Yes. Just getting some clarification here around your questions. I appreciate your patience. I'm like, okay, so tell me that, so tell me that, so tell me that. Okay. So just clarification on one more card here. And clarification on the clarification. Sometimes, they just go on and on and on. So, okay. So when you ask, are they still in a relationship? The first card that came out was the Lovers card. So I feel like there's, I want to say, not necessarily a relationship, because you've got the Ace of Wands too, which is passion and new passion and things. And I just feel like it's it's complicated. It's quite honestly. It's like it's complicated. There's a lot of stuff that's going on with them. And it just feels just uh combustive is a good word. And so when I'm asking about the energy for you, is it worth waiting for? Does he want you back? Will he reach out? You know, it comes here to this conflict, this change of your energy, the change of your passions, the balancing of your heart and your mind. And it's like your heart is being caged. The Hierophant is about really moving to a new level. These fives are about change, understanding what your capital T truth is. What do you really want in life? Not with them, but in life. And it's kind of like this, you know, uh, really deep, honest look at what you really want. Not all the mind is supposed to, and the heart of the human, what it wants, what it, all that, because you have the judgment card here, which also is your higher self calling you. Both of the Hierophant and both of these would be, your higher self wanting you to understand what it is you really, really want, because they have you kind of in this holding pattern here. And so Temperance is balancing things out. Hanged Man is like the cocoon. It takes time for things to unfold. It takes time for these. And it's like you're in this holding pattern with all of this. And it's for you so that you can move into more wish fulfillment, what your true wish is, and have this mother nature, mother nurture rebirth and this birth in your life into something more in alignment with what you truly want. You see the enlightenment head here, and the temperance is the tempering is kind of like alchemy in a way where, even like with gold, it is heated very hot to get the impurities out of it, to get the things that not to be in it any longer, to have it purified and stronger. And that's what I feel with all this is they're like, they're still in this wonky type of interaction that's just, like I said, it's very complicated and very, um, explosive, where it's like, you don't want to be anywhere near any of this, by what I'm seeing here. Your spirit is asking you to turn inward and upward and find what you really want and release all of that, because you have this, you know after this pause period of this reflection, then you find like wish fulfillment. And I don't feel it's like with them. I feel it's new emotional fulfillment, because new birth, not old birth or rebirth, but new birth, something new that comes in. And you have the Wheel of Fortune too, which does tell you that this interaction with the third party and all of this was meant for you to experience, all of you to experience. It was fated. You guys were meant to come in. You had soul agreements to do this, but the wheel is turning in favor of your fortune to bring you this. And so by experiencing what you've experienced, it's really allowing you to see what you do and you don't want. And it's meant to just really rattle your cage so that you can move into, like, let all this go and see the mirrors that you were meant to see through these individuals, and what you wanted to see about yourself, so you could set yourself free from these. I just feel very, a lot of fear, a lot of just beliefs about yourself and what you deserve and what you're supposed to have and need to have. And it's like all this is really cutting away a lot of those beliefs that don't. belong inside of you anymore. Your experiences happened on purpose, for purpose, but now it's time. It's time for movement in a different direction. So yeah, I feel like, you know, again, it's like that. There's this passion, this attraction between them, but I feel like it's complicated. It's like we're not together, we're not in a relationship, but you fool around. It's that kind of thing. Like, well, X, XX. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but it's like um, they're still connected. They still have a string, but they're not in a relationship. It's complicated. So that's what's going on. And yeah, I mean, it's time for you. It's time for you to focus on you and for you to, you know, just disconnect. You don't have to invest energy in them anymore, but you get to look at what do you want for you and how you're going to get it, and it doesn't have to do with them. It's about you turning inward and what you're wanting in life and then making those changes. So that's what they have for you, Elisa. So hang in there, and sending you lots of love and many blessings there. All right. Hey, Team Jordan. I'm sorry you're feeling lost there. I am going in order, of course. So I'll see. Hopefully, I'm going to be on for about another hour. So we'll see how far I get down in there. If you are able to make a donation, I can jump you ahead in line. But otherwise, I need to honor everyone else. First come, first serve. So we will continue moving down the list. Thank you again for your donation there. And let me see. All right, Rhonda, we were to you. Found my place again here. I got a little lost. All right. You are very welcome, Elisa. So, absolutely, my honor. I'm glad I'm able to be here. I am doing well. And you'd like a spirit message. So, I really drawn, actually, I'm drawn to these soul journey cards. And let's see what spirit has for you today. So what would you like Rhonda to know? Okay, boom. I guess this was the deck. Came flying out. Oh, to get love. Beautiful, beautiful card. And it says, I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Love is the answer to every question, right? Unconditional love is. Excuse me. So it says, you are love. It is your inherent vibration. You're made of unconditional love. The obstacles and challenges of the physical dimension attempt to trick us into thinking that there are other ways to view life, but there's only one way that is natural to your being, which is love. This card simply reminds you that your soul is made of God's pure, divine, vibrational force of love, and that you can bring this awareness to bear on every aspect of your life and being. Wow. Love is a healing energy. All anxiety and drama cannot exist in the aura of unconditional love. So we're talking about this, our love from above of what we're actually made out of. Most souls have come back upon this earth to learn, accept, and utilize this harmonic force and to see its effect upon their lives. It is your time to remind others of the strength of their own power of the Creator and assist them in knowing fully that love is the most powerful element in the universe. It builds, it fortifies, and strengthens even the most lost person. When we live in the power of love, Then and only then will we know truth. True love is the spiritual link between us and the Creator. It will guide our footsteps through the conflicts of the material world and will cleanse our hearts of unwanted facets of the human personality. Wow, that is powerful. I think that's it. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that definitely beautiful, beautiful message there. Let me just hold that up there. It's a beautiful picture there. So that is what they have for you, Rhonda. So I like it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful message. All right. So many blessings to you and hang in there. I hope you are doing well as well. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list. So the next free reading is Lakia Kuli. Let's take a quick drink here. All right. So Lakia, should you break up with your boyfriend Chris before New Year's and why? Okay. Let's take a look here. And there's not really a should when it comes to spirit, because they don't have opinion. They're like, your choices are yours, and they just bring different things into your life. So I'll alter the energy a little bit of your question, if that's okay, to just ask, is it for your highest experience to break up with your boyfriend before New Year's? And why? So we'll look at that way. Is it for your highest experience? Whoa, card came flying out. Let's take a look here. Okay. Well, by this, I would say it is in your highest experience to um, to end the relationship, because this is the most victorious card. Sun, 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 10 of Pentacles, overflowing life, fullness, right? And I'm like, okay, well, that definitely is a clear message there. And then the why makes sense too, because the moon card in this, with this energy for this question, represents there's hidden things, there's unknown things. And the Seven of Swords normally means, because swords are our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, our attitudes. And it usually means what of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets are stealing from you. But I hardly ever read the card this way, but the moon connection and the energy that's coming in here is, this is about lies and deceit. Um, so both these cards coming together, I feel like there's unknown things that are going on, and and insignificant lies and deceit. And so it's better for you to be free of that. And so that's what I feel is coming through on these cards. And then you also asked, how does Darius feel about your connection in the third party? Well, it looks like they're torn, because you got the Nine of Swords, which is nightmare card and fear, and then also joy and celebration and wish fulfillment. And it seems to be like with the Six of Swords, that they're changing their mind and thought and belief and mindset, and they're moving from rocky waters to calmer waters. But I feel like they're going back and forth in their feelings about the connection in the third party, that sometimes they like it, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they fear what all this means, and other times they like the freedom and the what it kind of does for them, because both of these are nines, which is about them in their inner world. but I feel like they're just working things out in their mind, and they kind of going back and forth between, like they're up and down and up and down and up and down around it. So that's what they have for you, Lakia. So hopefully that resonated for you. Sending you lots of love and blessings. I know it sounds like you have a lot going on right now. So that is what they have. And I do have a donation coming in here. Let me just take a look here. All right. Thank you. Oops. Come on. There it goes. All right, Dune. So thank you for your additional donation. And how will your 2023 be compared to others in Sweden? Okay. Okay. So compared to the rest of the world, let's take a look here. Okay, well, that makes sense. Very clear message coming in here, but I'm pushing them for more. But let's take a look here. Okay, so I know when you ask, like, how's Sweden going to do? Well, you got the Lover's card and the Chariot card, and like, what does this mean? Well, power of choice, power of emotional choice. The Lover's card is, every moment is an emotional choice between unconditional love or the fears of losing conditional love. And the Chariot card is the choice card, which is not only about emotional choice, but mental choice of what story we apply to it. So Spirit is saying that what happens in everyone's life could be exactly the same circumstances, but everyone would have a different story and a different emotion that they're feeling as they're going through it. Because we are the ones that get to choose that. Even though I know in the beginning when Spirit told me that, I'm like, are you sure? Because when this happens, this is how I feel. When this happens, this is the story that I put to it. And it's like, oh, okay. But Spirit, of course, showed that every child, when we're born, we're all just inundated with opinion on what something is supposed to mean and how we're supposed to feel as we go through it. And it's reiterated and poured into our brains over and over and over again until it becomes our opinion. Then it becomes our habit to choose a certain thing, a certain way, and then it becomes our reaction. Where it happens so fast, what are we going to do? It's just it does it. And so Spirit, of course, said, if you slow down time, you can see when you're making the decision in your brain. And what we can do is change our habit of how we look at things, realize we get to choose what something means. And then we also have, with all of that, we have the Ace of Swords, which is all about our new thought, new belief, new mindset. What story do we want to put to things? And the Moon, Luna, ruler of emotion, And so it's like, it shows us here the power we have that no matter what happens, we're the ones that are choosing what it means. So, I'm being reminded of, people that were in concentration camps, in war, and seeing people dying around them, but they chose to look at it differently, and they survived and they thrived afterwards because they chose what emotion they wanted to feel. They chose what story they put to it, and it changed the outcome for them. And so it's showing the power that regardless of what is unfolding, we don't see the world as it actually is anyway. We see the world as we are. So if I see the world as chaotic and full of fear and devastation and conflict, then that's what I'm going to see in the outside world. If that's what's going on inside of me, that's what I'm going to see out there. But if I look at the world as a place full of love and everything unfolding on purpose for a purpose. I see structure. I see the spirit's hands in things in the world. I see love in the world, and so we control that. We are the ones that get um, to look at it all. So when we're like, how is it compared? Well, that's opinion, right? Each individual, yeah, think love, think what do you want to see? Then there's no right or wrong. That's what spirit always says, even with the power of choice. Every moment's either of unconditional love or the fear of losing conditional love, stories of unconditional love or fear, emotions of unconditional love or fear. And we're like, well, this one's right and this one's wrong. And they're like, no, they just are. They both bring different things. There's not judgment in the spirit realms. There's just experience. If we want to experience restriction, contraction, those emotions related to fear, like anger and disappointment and sadness and betrayal, and although we come here to experience these emotions, then we experience them. But knowing that there's always an alternate choice, that when I'm bored with that or tired of it, then I can switch into that of unconditional love, because that expands, that's full of joy and peace and laughter and gratitude. And that's what happens. So it will unfold as it will, and we get to decide what it means. We get to decide what emotion I want to feel as I go through it. So they could announce tomorrow, there's a giant asteroid headed towards Earth and we're all going to die in 6 months. There's nothing we can do about it. We can freak out about it. And that's not a prediction. So don't panic. That's just an example. And we could be like, you know what? I'm going to live the best 6 months of my life. And that's how I'm going to choose to do it. Because otherwise, what, unless I want to experience fear, then I'll bounce over into fear. When I'm done, I'll bounce back over to love. But I like that message coming in here. And thank you so much for asking that question, because I love that clarity that comes in. Yeah, because I have the Three of Wands. We can always change direction in what we do with our energy. The Three of Wands is with new information. We can switch it up and move into different energies. Anything else? Queen of Swords, balancing of heart and mind. Heart and mind again. Heart or mind and heart. We get to choose what story. We get to choose what emotion. So it's very empowering. And start off with small things. If we can, they didn't have the chips I wanted at the store. Oh, I get to choose. Okay, well, thank you. You're saving me from high carbs and high cholesterol. Thank you. We get to choose. So that's what they have for you, Dune. So many, many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. Hey, Renee, happy holidays to you as well. Thank you for your donation. And is working in hospitality, hotels, or fine dining for your highest experience. That's how we'll word it there. So let's take a look and see if that's what Spirits thinks. All right. And what would that look like? Okay. They give me two sets of cards that almost look like the same, because in both of them you do have the Tower and Death and Rebirth, which for me it feels like that would mean no, that there's other opportunities. And I feel like, well, because of these two cards coming up here, it's the Four of Cups is you'd be bored with it. There's something more that brings you more energy, and there's new opportunity coming your way here. It's like there's this like I said, new opportunity coming in, because you do have also within both, you have the Page of Cups and the Two of Cups. So new love and new love coming in. And I it that not necessarily isn't like a human love, but I feel like there's a new passion. There's a different passion there that is more in alignment with who you are. Because you also have on either side, you have the Queen of Cups, which you dive deep into your emotions. And I feel like this is you getting deep into your heart to really know what it is that would make your heart sing. What is this love? And you have the King of Wands here too, which is the highest you can get in spiritual energy, which is connecting to your higher self. So I feel like with both of these, with this love, this other passion, this other love they have for you, it's like, there's something deeper, there's something more that'll be more fulfilling, and where you'll feel more empowered, and that you're expressing that for you. So I feel like that's what they're bringing in there. Yeah, let's check. Yeah, right. Well, there's something in your heart. Let me see if they'll give you some nudges as far as, they're referring you to your high heart, right? What makes your heart sing? And it takes you getting out of your head. When we feel lost, it's because we are in our head and we have these fears about, let's see what's on the bottom, being true to your authentic self, and the three and the four pentacles. Um, but when we're in our head, we have these fears of, what if I choose the wrong thing? What if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do and should do and need to do? What if there's a wrong choice? What if I make a wrong choice? There's all this, and that brings in emotional and mental confusion around life, right? And so if you can step away from the brain and just try to, if you can, have time alone and with meditation, spirit, just like take a pad and paper and just kind of, it's like, yeah, don't think it, feel it. That's the thing, right? Well, what is it? It's like, feel it, get into your heart, even write with your opposite hand that you normally write with. Get in tune with your unconscious, your subconscious, your higher self, and see, what is it? What is it that would make my heart sing? Not what makes my mind satisfied, because the mind is has been conditioned, um but it is getting into the heart. Yeah. Because if you are, they're like, king of swords, mind, thought. This is Nine of Cups, this is emotion. What makes my heart sing? What is my wish? So it's like, woohoo. And so it's like really understanding it, because we do have the Seven of Swords, which is, what of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets are stealing your joy, stealing things away from you, right? And the Five of Cups, which is, looking at the things that are not fulfilling us. And then the Two of Cups is that, like I said, the passion that we were talking about before. So there's something there, and it really is. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, without the dominant hand, and just um feel it, though. It's like, well, the next thing I could think of is, and it's like, that's the problem, right? This thing here is our problem. It is so has so much opinion from the outside world that's stored in it. When we go, well, what should I do? Should, supposed to, need to, have to. There's all these rules that comes up with going, well, the right thing to do would be this, the da da da, but the heart wants a seat at the table, and it wants to express itself. And so when you're looking at what you want to do, that's what you find. And it's a journey, too, you know especially, um, you can there's no wrong answer, first of all. You could go do and show love in anything you wanted to do, but if you're wanting to know what's for your highest experience, what you want to take it to the highest level of your life to express that unconditional love to the world, then that's where we search. We go inward and upward and connect to that to see how we want to express that. Because you could be in hospitality, you could be in travel, you could be in music or media. Anything you do, you can express love through it. That's just the place that you're doing it, right? No, they haven't. Any industry, they keep on referring you back to your heart and to doing that there. Yeah, this card keeps on flying out too. Reflect on your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets that are blinding you, restricting you, and keeping you trapped. They're like, get out of your mind. Well, what about an industry? Get out of your mind. Well, what about get out of your mind? I'm like, all right, gosh. Yeah. You have the Six of Pentacles too. Giving and receiving. Um, yeah, I just trying to push them for you, but they're just like, well, nope, change of direction, change of it's totally different than anything that you would think. There's this total change of direction with the information, and it's going to be something that you wouldn't even have thought of before. It feels like that you wouldn't have thought of before, but it's these emotions. Like, was there something as a child? Yeah, because here you have new passion that comes in, so new drive. Um, Something as a child, that's the things that when we have these dreams when we're young and they get squashed by everyone else. Yeah, here's the devil card again, which is shaking and rattling and rolling, showing all the strings that are attached with that mind trying to make you do what you think you're supposed to, should to, need to, have to do. And look how frustrating it is. That's kind of how I picture you. It's like, oh my gosh, and all these strings are those strings. Because that's what the shadow does. The devil card comes in and just shakes up your world to go, look, you're in a cage of your mind and thoughts. It's time to be set free. So I just feel like definitely try that pad and paper with writing with the opposite hand, because it'll free you up there and allow you to get into the out of your mind and into your subconscious and the unconscious and get down into the emotional area. And but I feel like there's stuff that you had as a child that where you were younger and you were like, this would be so awesome. And oh no, you can't do that. Do something that makes more sense. That's not going to make any money. That's just stupid. It's like that kind of stuff we get when we're younger. And, um, but that's the direction that they're having there. But no industry, no specific industry yet, anyway. Yeah. Because they have the 10 of wands. They're like, here you investing a lot of energy, but you're at the end, you're about to make a new change of where you're investing your energy. It's the ending of things and the new beginning of something else. So they keep on bringing it in. So that's what they have for you, Renee. Sorry that they're not being more forthcoming, but the journey is a piece of it too. It's like really getting into your heart and really learning to listen to our heart is a big piece of it too. So when they don't come forward with a lot of information, they're like, we want you to learn to do it. We want you to come into your heart and connect, because we want you to be able to do that going forward with all sorts of stuff. So this is the time, and I'm excited for you. So yeah, so hang in there, enjoy. Let us know what comes out. I'm excited to see when you write with your opposite hand what beautiful things unfold from that. So again, thank you so much for your donations. Much appreciated, and thank you so much. All right, Shamika, hello, hello. You are up next for the next donation. And you want to know how do Ahmed, how do they feel about you? And and if thinking that he wants to come back. All right, let's take a look here. See if there's reconciliation in the cards coming up here. So, how does Ahmad feel about you? Look at that here first. Okay, what else? Okay. So I kind of feel like, that there are some thoughts and some plans that are going on in their head, but this card here is like spirit going, they might have good intentions, but this is disappointment would end up at the end of it again, you know, because they have got the the page of swords here, which is they're thinking about things, and there's communication, new communication coming when them talking about these plans that they are making. So they're like, this is what I would like, this is what I'd like to do, da 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 da, kind of stuff, and it's like, all right, well, but then these cards came out, which is new love, looking like a like when pigs fly, they're like, "Oh, but I want love." And here is the king and queen, the king of cups who rolls over emotion but is balanced with thought, and then this queen of swords who rolls over air but's balanced with water when it comes in. There's this balancing of heart and mind, and they're like, really, really balance your heart. Your heart probably is going, yeah, 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 yeah. I want them to come back, and that would be great. And then your mind is like going, no, when pigs fly, don't trust it. Don't trust it. Because it's almost like they're saying that if you were going to allow them to come back, it would be have them prove it, like, I won't get back together with you. You can date me and you can show me over a consistent time that you've changed and you're different, but I'm not going to just outright believe you because pigs don't fly. They don't. And so it's like, I just really feel here, Shamika, that they're like, they might have the best intentions, but they don't have the capacity and capability to do what they're going to say. So it's like, show me over time and consistency, because anyone can pretend for a day or two or a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, maybe even a month. But, you know, if you're like, well, show me, let's date and I want to see it. And if they're like, oh, well, why are you doing that? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, well, there you go. That's your answer, right? If they're like, "Absolutely, I understand. I know I broke your trust and I wanna show you who I am now, and I'm willing to do that." Then you're like, "Okay, well, let's take a look." But, when people go, "Why are you making me do that? Blah, blah, blah," then like, "Oh, so you're just BSing me. Bye-bye," you know? So that's what I feel Spirit is telling you, Shamika, with this is that they're having some thoughts and some stuff, and they might have some good intentions, but that doesn't mean that you have to live with that disappointment and become a mat where people walk all over you, right? It's like, no, you deserve more. But that's what is wonderful. We have our power of choice, and if we want to give it a try and go on that roller coaster again and have them throw up on us again, it's like, all right, well, there we go. I like learning. I am no one to judge. I love learning my lessons the hard way and deeply and repetitively. So But this is spirit giving you an option. So I like that for you. So thank you, Shamika, so much for the donation. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. All right. So, Kay, you are up next for the next donation. Thank you so much. And you were wondering what spirit wants you to see. All right, now I was gonna. All right, very good. Yay! Hey, psh, psh. So let's take a look here. What does spirit want you to see right now? All right, so let me see here. They do want to pull one of these. Ask your guides oracle. So let's take a look at that. It is. I am in a wonderful, wonderful place, feeling so much better than I did a couple of days ago with all that Arctic weather. I think it was sucking the juice right out of my head because I felt like a balloon and so tired. And so I took a night off as spirit directed and much, much better. I hope you are doing well as well. So you have the deceit card coming in here. Uh-oh, dun dun dun. I don't think this is as bad as it sounds. Card number 27. So your guardian angels are present, just alerting you to the fact that all isn't as it appears. You know, something's off. And so just being aware of that. Pay close attention to what's going on around you, as well as what's going on within you. And you'll soon notice that any of these, that there's might be some bad vibes in the air that you're picking up. And they signal that someone is potentially trying to manipulate in some way. So just be on the alert and trust that your vibes, trust your vibes if things don't feel right. So trust your intuition, definitely. Oh, good. Glad it resonates. You might say, it's hard to believe, you say, that can't be. But your guardian angels remind you that treachery and deceit are subtle and difficult to see. I like that. After all, no one wants to believe that someone might be trying to manipulate them, right? Sometimes it's a deliberate attempt, but more often it's an act of self protection at our expense, which means, you know, when someone else feels out of control or feels unsafe, they go into what I call the cat mind, which they hiss and they attack and they hiss and run away or whatever, but they do things that are unkind and unintelligent because cats, you know, don't study a whole lot. When they go into their fear mode, they just scamper and run and, you know, all that and attack and hiss and all that. And so sometimes if we're around someone who's going through fear or instability, we might get smacked. It's like the example spirit brings sometimes is swimming out to rescue someone who's drowning. Their arms are flying around and whoosh, you know, they smack us because they are in panic mode. They're not thinking, and we get injured. We get impacted by their what they're going through. So crass words and actions that we take on as like, oh, they hate us, and then we go through this kind of thing. That's where these vibes are coming up. So it may show up in like your coworker's failure to inform you that the project deadline has changed, or your mother withholding the fact that your father was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, or even your own neglect to tell your mate that you overspent this month and can't pay the bills. So deceit and manipulation need not be maliciously intended to occur or to be damaging. So often it's just the result of thoughtlessness or fear. So your guardian angels urge you to trust your vibes completely when it comes to your, you know, it says suspicion of others. I don't like the word suspicion. It's when it comes to your intuition that you're picking up about others. Also, equally scrutinize your own deceptions. How maybe you might be deceiving yourself. Either case leads you to dead ends and disappointing outcomes. So ask your guardian angels to protect you from the deceit of others and your own temptation to deceive. Have the courage and integrity to be honest. And your guardian angel's message is, we will watch over you, over you. Um, so I feel like they're just a couple of things is like they're wanting you to know that the vibes that you're picking up, trust your intuition, trust your gut. And they're saying that there are individuals who are in fear around you, and they will do things to try to feel in control again. And manipulation, and this is for everyone. If you ever want to kind of recognize manipulation, it comes in three stages. The first one is the sadness, the poor me. Like, if you don't do what I want you to do, Kay, like, Kay, I want you to give me $1,000 a day for 30 days. And Kay goes, screw you. And I'm like, oh, I can't believe that you're not going to do that for me, because we're taught that you are responsible for my emotions, Kay. You need to make me happy. And if I act sad, then our guilt might come in. And then we're like, okay, I'll do it. I'll do it because you're sad and I don't want you to be sad. I don't want it to be my fault. And so that manipulation, whoop, that worked. The sad worked. The crocodile tear, the sadness, the depression. People will use manipulation. That's stage one. And if that doesn't work, we'll go to stage two, which is bullying, even to the point of sometimes abuse. I know. But it's like, you better do that. Why won't you do that? Rawr! We try to scare people into doing then what we want them to do. Because if that poor me didn't work, then we'll do that. And sometimes people jump from poor me very fast because that hasn't worked for them in the past. Excuse me. And then, so if number one and number two doesn't work, then number three is what kicks in, which is rejection, the cold shoulder, cutting you off, hanging up on you, not responding to your text. If you live with someone and there's the cold shoulder, withholding intimacy and different things where they're just, that's what our human fears the most is rejection. So doing that, really we can fall into manipulation. So 1, 2, and 3 is how it can go. So if you're experiencing that, then you're like, I see who it is. And then sometimes we go, oh, I do that. That's how I learned. I was like, I was taught from generation to generation, this is how you manipulate. Acting sad and hurt when people don't do what I want them to do. And then if that doesn't work, they will start all over again. Like, I can't believe you didn't call me back when I hung up on you. Or when I walked out of the room and it was giving you the cold shoulder, why didn't you come and do? And then, it'll continue 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3. If you don't give into it, then they'll eventually burn out and stop trying to manipulate you. So that's what they have for you, Kay. They want you to be aware of the manipulation tactics of others so that you spot it and that you realize you don't have to fall for it, that it's a cry for love. It's a cry, for them to try to do those things. So that is what they have for you right now. So many blessings for you, Kay. Hopefully that resonated and you're like, I'm taking notes. I'm taking names. I'm going to put names against the people who are doing that. But many blessings to you. And again, thank you so much for your donation. All right, Renee, thank you for your additional donation. And last questions. All right. So let me take a quick sip here. All right. So when are you stepping into the next chapter regarding your last question? Let's take a look here. So when's the next chapter? Oh, none of that. All right. Well, I do like this as far as like when they have the 2 of Pentacles here, which is balancing out. When things balance out here, there will be a new opportunity that's going to show itself. And I feel like The Two of Pentacles, one of the I haven't used this definition a long time, but they're really bringing it forward. It's the balancing of the spirit world with the physical world. See how that's like a bubble of energy of like from up above, and there's this cycle. It's like an infinity symbol that connects them. This is the human world. This is the physical. I mean, the spirit world, and it's bringing the spirit into here. And so, like when you bring your the spiritual pursuit into the physical world, the new opportunities open themselves up. And then you're able to really see your power, your passion, again, connecting to the spirit world, has the Ace of Wands here. It's really recognizing your power. And you just like, it hits you, and you absolutely know beyond a shadow of a doubt. You're like, oh my God, this is what I want to do. You focus your energy, it moves forward, and you just have no doubt. It's like they're saying you will know because the balance kicks in, the opportunity arises because of you really knowing where you want to invest your energy and what you're wanting to do. And it shows the world card, ending of old cycles, a new beginning of a new adventure. So it is coming. And I feel like it's more sooner than later because I just feel like in your heart of hearts, you know what it is you want to do. It just isn't, your mind is not letting it in. And because it's in the unconscious, subconscious world, it is just bouncing around under there, just begging to be seen and heard. And I feel like when you do this subconscious, unconscious work, where you bring your subconscious into the conscious realm, that you're just going to be like, oh my God, that is it. And then it's just going to click, and then things just unfold. Because once you know it and your mind goes, okay, fine, and your heart and your mind work together, it's just like there's no stopping you. It's just like whoosh, forward movement toward it at ludicrous speed. And then what do you see for love over the next 2 to 3 months? Let's take a look here and see what they say about that as well. It's getting some more clarification here. Thanks for your patience. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Simmer down. Yeah, I just a lot of the same messages. It's like the devil card popped up here again, and I feel like they're like the love is on kind of hold while you're figuring this piece out, while you're um, getting out of your mind, because part of the mind is also impacting relationships with thoughts and beliefs and all of that. Because here's that Ten of Wands, which is investing a lot of energy and a lot of things, and this journey that you've been on with investing so much energy into relationship, into work, into career, life. Like, I need to figure this out. All of this energy comes back to you. And then with this Knight of Wands, things just really, really take off um, in both your relationship and the outside world, because this uh, knocking away of the thoughts and beliefs and mindsets is what brings so much in for you. I mean, you got the Temperance coming in here, which is again balancing. You know, we got the balancing before. Here's that balancing again that looks just like, you know, the that Two of Pentacles, right? It's just like this unfolding here. Here's the, Page of Wands, new passion, new drive, new ambition. It feels like as soon as you just really get into that subconscious, this connection of heart, it just changes everything. It just allows you to, it's like you, I would say you break your brain, you break its control over your life with so many rules and supposed tos and shoulds and need tos. It just sets you free with it. And then, like you do, the 10, the Wheel of Fortune, it just turns where everything just falls into place. All these fated events, it unfolds for you as it always does. But this feels like it's for you. Our brain will, has all these ideas of what everything is supposed to mean and it doesn't unfold. And then it gets upset. It's like, that's not happening for me because that doesn't match my supposed to, should, need to, have to, must list. But then eventually we see later, okay, that's why that was for me. But in this case, with the stuff turning, your mind and heart are in agreement. This is for us. And so that's what I like, is that it is in the four tune. So it's the Wheel of Fortune. If it's the 4- tune, it's the tune of for me. I like it. I feel like, as far as romance, you have the 6 of Cups, which can be someone from your past emerging, which doesn't mean it has to be an ex, anything like that. Unless there's a particular ex, you're like, oh yeah, I want them back. But I feel like it's this someone from your past shows up during this process, and not necessarily like an ex. Like I said, it could be someone that may be a romantic interest that, it can be you didn't know each other, had feelings about each other, and you bump into each other, and then you're finally brave enough, and you can feel the vibes, and you're like, wait a minute, do you know I had a crush on you? I had a crush on you too. What? Boom. Or you knew about it, but you always were like, you were with someone when they weren't, and then they were with someone when you weren't, and it's like, oh well, and then they moved away, and then they're back. It's something like that. I feel a possibility of someone coming back from your past too. So that is what they have for you regarding love and this next chapter. It's like, I feel like the more you work on that connection to your heart, the faster things move on the outside world, because things slow down, and all this happens for us to so we can do that. Oh, well, we shall see. There we go. Well, keep us in the loop, Renee. I get to live vicariously through all of you guys. I'm a hermit. This is my life. My host lets me out of the basement occasionally. No, she always jokes, because sometimes I won't stay here for days because I stay down here. It's funny. All right, but that's what they have for you, Renee. Thank you again so much for your donations, and I'm excited to see what unfolds for you. So many blessings. All right, Shamika, thank you for your additional donation here. And so does Patrick want a serious relationship with you, or is he playing games? So let's find out. What is up with Patrick? No, Manzu. I haven't gotten that far down. I do take donation readings. I honor the energy exchange, and so I've been doing a lot of donation readings, and so I haven't made it way down the list, and I'm only going to be on for about 15 more minutes. So I'm not sure I'm going to get to yours this evening. Unless you want to make a donation, then I will honor that and complete it during this session. Otherwise, I'll be talking about other alternatives here in a couple moments once I finish with Shamika. All right. So Shamika, let's see, Patrick. Okay. Some more clarification on that, please. Okay. Okay. Just getting more couple clarifications here, clarifiers. So the first card that popped out kind of told me it right off, but I wanted more details here. And I love what's unfolding here for you, though, because this is the full card, which is like what I heard in my head is he don't be a fool. Don't I feel like there's something more for you with them. The full card here is an ending of old cycles, beginning of a new adventure. And I feel like it's like um I heard like he's being a fool. He's being a fool. And it's like, nah, you don't need that. You don't need that. Because you have the hermit card, which is the spirit saying, turn inward here. Let us guide you on this path. I'm coming forward here. And even here's like the pathway here, the pathway of your mind. And this is your spirit having you kind of withdraw and be by yourself for a little bit of time. Just and bear with me. I know, like, no, but bear with me because this is your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets. And the Ace of Swords is spirit helping you see things from a higher perspective, really helping you see what it is you want and what you deserve too, because you've got the wish fulfillment card, which connection to spirit too. But this is you have the capacity to have wishes come true, which is like the 10 of cups. This is like everything you could want emotionally. And the 2 of cups, a true partner, a true love that would come in here. And also with, passion, true passion. And there's this capacity to have that. But they're like, it's these other individuals, they're not it. It's like turning inward, um, really looking at the expectations and what you really feel you're worthy of. And that's what I like about the full card is letting go of old cycles, old beliefs, old mindsets that keep giving you, what you always have got. And it's like, it's just tired of it. And I know, I mean, I got to that point too, sick and tired of feeling sick and tired of doing the same things and getting what I always got. And that's what spirit is saying, come in here, let us bring some guidance and show you how you can have all these dreams, all this beautiful love. And so they want you to kind of pull away from those relationships, those ones that are out there, because none of them are bringing you what you deserve. And then once you do that, Knight of Wands, like, and I was saying, just for a while, it'll fly by, because as soon as you do that, then things move very fast, and then you are able. It's like you raise your vibration to this higher place of love with your self love, and instead of attracting that old stuff, you attract something that is so much more in alignment with with all of this. Oh, can't forget passion too. All of this, which is beautiful and amazing. Wish fulfillment, true love, overflowing love, passion, you know, which is what you deserve. But and they said, in the meantime, come with us. Let us show you the path and show you how to get there. And that's what they're asking of you, to trust them. And that, like, come here, follow us. So that's what they have for you right now, Shamika. So I would, you know, I feel like they kept on saying with Patrick, don't be fooled by the fool. Just don't do it. And so that's what they have for you, Shamika. And I know, but it's so worth it. I mean, those cards, it's like your vision board. This is what I want. This is what I get, but I'm going to follow them because they're going to show me. So that's what they have for you, Shamika. So many, many blessings to you. All right. All right, Lightworker, thank you so much for your donation. And I'm down to my last 10 minutes. I do always make sure I complete all of the donations because I do honor that, um, that energy exchange. So I do honor that. I make sure of it. I may not get to many more free readings. So if you do want me to complete the reading in this session, then um, a donation of any kind I do honor. I know everyone has different ones. If you're not able to donate, I totally understand that too. I do have a ton of free readings available, free content on my playlist of pre-recorded readings, like pick a card readings and what else do I have? Weekly energy updates and monthly readings, even solstice and those readings. Hey, Rashmi, I do see your reading coming through, so you don't have to enter any more or spam because you're kind of spamming the chat. So if you want to go ahead and um, I see that. So you don't have to put it anymore. But I won't be able to get to your reading as a free reading in this session because I'm almost done with this session. I've been almost for 2.5 hours. So, but as I was saying, my playlist has a ton of free content. So if you head over there, follow your heart, and spirit will guide you to the readings that have messages for you. I will be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, and then also tomorrow night, every night, I'm on at 7 p.m. Mountain. So those are the options. I also offer personal readings. All that information is listed in the description box of this video on how you can book a personal reading. It's a sliding price scale too. So if you want to do that, that's also available. So those are those options. So I want to make sure everyone knew, since we're getting close to here to the 2.5 hours. And Lightworker, thank you again so much for your donation. Anyone to know, is the person proposing an ex-lover or new, and if possible, the zodiac sign or initial? Well, let's take a look here and see what spirit has for you there. So is it an ex or someone new? Let's look at that first. Okay. Okay. Well, cards are flying everywhere. Okay. So we'll start off with that here. I feel like it's someone new because you have 2 10s, which is endings and new beginnings. And the 5 of Swords here is it's like conflicting thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. So I feel like one of the things that they're mentioning here too, in addition to that, oh, okay, so you have a dream, you can't see their face. Okay, well that makes sense why the mind here, it's the conflict that's coming in here. So if it's a dream that's coming in, it's someone new, but the dreaming has to do with you looking at your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets about relationship, because the crow in the ear, it's like, I am going into your mind while you're sleeping, and we're going to look at the thoughts and the beliefs and the mindsets that pop up around this. What are the expectations that you have around yourself? What are the expectations that you have around who an other would be? What a relationship should be? And so that's part of what is going on in your dreaming too, is they're cutting away thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that would restrict you. But you do have the Wheel of Fortune coming, which means it is newness that's coming in. It's not someone from the past. It's not an ex coming back. It is someone new. I feel like they're saying too, with the 10 of Swords, and yeah, then you have the 10 of Wands, that very good. Absolutely. Yeah. So you're definitely picking up stuff. But the 10 of Wands is showing that, the old ways of thinking, the old ways of investing, the conflict that you've had with relationship in the past, it's like you're done with that energy. You got 3 10s. So endings and new beginnings, definitely they're coming forward here, that, with love coming, it'll be someone brand new that doesn't have memories and history. Because, when we do our inner shadow work, which you're obviously doing as your gifts are getting stronger, that means you're turning down your fear noise, and your love connection and vibration to the upper realms is opening up. That even though we do our shadow work and we forgive and let go, and X comes back, that library of wrongdoings, we still have free access to that, and it's difficult for us to. It's easier for us to apply what we learned to a new relationship that's fresh and free, right? Yeah, right. You're like, no. Yeah. So this is definitely brand spanking new. Let's see if they'll tell us here. Yeah. Seven of Pentacles also tells you it's someone new, because the old fruit, blah, you didn't want it. And so it's moving in a new direction, a new, yeah, definitely new. So they're definitely saying, I didn't, the only fruit that I like is my daughter from that. Yeah. And again, Seven of Swords. So you are realizing your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that stole, what appeared to steal from you relationship and joy and stuff. So you have been learning very much about, um, you know, the beliefs that you had about yourself that allowed you to have those things. And you're not going to be like, they're not a vampire that comes and, what is it called when they glamour you and you're like, oh yes, I love you and I'll be with you. You're like, hell no, I know better now. I'm not inviting you into my house and you can't come in. So I like that. Yeah. So let's take a look here. So you also wanted to know, let's see, sign or initial, any indications on that? Anything you'd like to share? All right. Well, I like that. Knight of Cups. So definitely a romantic. You're like, thank God, but not a player. And the cups show that it is someone with a lot of water in their chart, possibly a water sign, but I feel like they'll be balanced. I'm not picking up the energy. Yeah. Because they got the Five of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups. So yeah, exactly. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. But they've been through the emotional confusion. They know what it feels like to feel abandoned, left out in the cold, and you know, left behind. So, they have this wonderful awareness, the emotional awareness, and that. So I like that they I like that they've been hurt, because but they've also have moved beyond it. I feel with that. Katrina, no, I didn't get to yours, and I won't be able to get to that tonight for a free reading. I'm finishing up any donation readings now, and then that will be it for the night. But if you're able to make a donation, I will make sure it gets done in this session too. Otherwise, I'll be back in the morning, and I have a bunch of free content as well. Hey, BD. Absolutely. Thank you. Well, you've got the Four of Cups here too. So again, it's not going to be anyone like you had before, because those left you feeling empty and bored. They definitely, I feel like they have especially with Three Cups energies coming out there, I feel like they have a lot of water in their chart. Anything else here? Yeah, and again, Page of Cups, so more water energy. They do have the Emperor card too, which I like, which means they have some fire too, but they definitely had control over their life, and they really took, you know, didn't allow people to sway them in all these different directions. The Four with the Emperor's stability, it is they took control. They no longer let people just be a mat and drag them all over the place, which I like because that means they're not, you know, um, unstable is the word I was looking for. Four is a very stable number, like a table. Four huge legs, very strong stability. So I like it that they've got through that, and they've went into their journey, and now they still are romantic and they still show love, but they get it. So I like that. So I feel like it's someone, yeah. Um, I I'm not getting any initials. I like that they're very, mysterious. Yeah, they're the Queen of Pentacles. Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, take care of you. Work on your vibration. Work on you is what it comes back to. But yeah, I like spirit when we start asking, like, I want to know this and that, and then they're like, enjoy the process. We veil our memory for a reason because we don't want to be bored. We want to be exciting. We want the adventure, the unknown. It's what really draws us here. It's why, like, this third iteration of humankind, we have chosen not to know as much as we had in the last two human iterations of our journey here because it was boring. We want excitement, we want newness, but our human side, we want to know. And it's like, this is enough for tonight. This is just know this, but enjoy the journey. Work on you. That's all you have to do. Raise your vibration and you'll attract them. You'll attract each other. So, yeah, never hurts to try. I was actually thinking of creating a deck with initials and all these other things that we get a lot with soul questions. And I'm like, can we do that? And they're like, we're going to keep you busy where you can't have time to do that right now because I want to create one where we can ask questions. And, so I'm learning a lot with doing lives around what we, right? LA, yes. Yeah, because it's like, yes, when and who and what career and all these like cards that we can look into and divine information from and see, right? I would like that. All right. Well, maybe this is the beginning. So thank you so much for your donation, Lightworker, and for your understanding. And you have an amazing night. All right. So VB, thank you for your donation. And so I am doing well. Thank you. I'm excited for just this beautiful joy in our lives today. I like it. So love reading. Let's see what Spirit has for you. What would Spirit like you to know? Okay, what else? Happy holidays to you too. I know I keep forgetting it's Christmas Eve here, at least. Christmas Day in other parts of the world, actually on the East Coast, right? No. Yes, no. It's only 2 hours difference, right? Almost, just like 30 minutes before on the East Coast. All right. Well, interesting here. I know. I don't like when I start off with that way, right? Well, because you have the Six of Cups. Six of Cups could be someone from the past coming back across your love path. But you have the Page of Swords too, which is about new communication. Could be new thoughts and new beliefs and mindsets, which I kind of feel it's both. You get new communication from someone from your past, but the new communication coming in, it's like both of you have changed. You have new ways of looking at each other now. And so I'm not quite sure if this is like an old romance, but it's someone from your past that comes in, and I feel like you guys look at each other differently. Whereas before there was like this block between you guys, I feel like that's been removed because it felt like before there was something standing in between you guys, but it's been removed because all it took was this being raised up, and you can see that that's what's holding it together. This block has fallen down now. And I feel like this is what is coming forward for you. Things are balancing out, you know. It just feels um, there is this, um, like things were out of balance before, but life is more balanced for each of you, and that's why this feels differently for you. Yeah, because you used to have, here's the our thoughts, our beliefs, and our mindsets that used to steal things out of our life, stole an opportunity in the past because of what we believed, and I feel like this is being mirrored on both of your guys' end because of that Two of Pentacles, and you also have the Moon card, which is about reflection. But I feel like you both had different ideas and things going on in your lives that created this barrier. But now, again, you guys have had these new thoughts and new mindsets. This Ace of Swords that the Page of Swords carries, that they're walking across here, actually removed those. It's like you guys have been through a transformation. And either it was just its beliefs and mindsets and things that had happened in the past. But you have the Moon card, which is cycles, which is again, like almost like that Two of Pentacles with the it's a infinity symbol, that it goes in cycles. It's like the moon goes in cycles too. And so paying attention to the moon cycles, I feel is like something that happens. It's like the a new moon is going to be significant because that's new beginnings. And it's going to be on like a new moon, not a full moon, but a new moon, that around a new moon is when this connection, this reconnection with the past comes in. So I like it for you. If there ever was anyone like you had love interest in the past, yeah, because here's that Ace of Swords balancing. Here's that balancing again coming in, of things coming in. So I really like this. Let me see. Anything else? Yeah, King of Pentacles. So again, there's this very abundant feeling about it because I was asking, well, how does it turn out? Is it? And they're like, it results in feeling whole and complete, and this abundance that comes in. So I do like that for you there. Let's see. Anything else? Yeah, there's the Strength card. So this is all your journey that you've been doing this. You've been working on your connection with your higher self and finding your love from within, and that's what's changing your energy, and that's what's drawing in different things instead of the old, because you've been looking inward and upward for your understanding and your love and your connection. And so it's showing, and it is making things move in the outside world. We talk about on the channel, when we're waiting, we work on our self-love and our inner love, and that's what that Strength card represents, is the lion, our human, getting disappointed in the outside world, where we turn inward and upward and we find the love we've been looking for, and then it fills us up, and then we see the love of the world in a completely different way. Instead of lacking and disappointing, we see it as uplifting and changing too. Time frame. Let's take a look here. I feel like the more we work on the inside, the faster it goes. Yeah. The High Priestess, the more we work on the inside, the faster it goes. Let me see. Let's take a look here. Yeah, they got the Three of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. So, again, with being true to your authentic self and victory, but I kind of feel like that's 3 to 6 months that they're giving us here. So we're looking at that time frame there. Yeah, as all the cards came flying out. Yeah, King of Pentacles again. So 3 to 6 months is what I'm feeling like, and they're giving you that time frame because they're like, if you focus on your inner love, the most extreme that you can, 3 months. If you take your time, more 6 months. And so they're like pointing you inward, looking at that there. So I really like that. But stay true to your authentic self. Don't change to be who you think other people think you should be, is what's coming through too, of course. So that's what they have. So that is what they'd like you to know for this evening, Vidi. So again, thank you so much for your donation. Much, much appreciated. All right, LA, thank you for your donation as well. So you are up, and should you still pursue being a movie extra? Absolutely. You're like, I got it. All right. So let's see here, LA. They got wish fulfillment. Is that your dream? Keep going. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah. New beginning. So I like those cards. It's very much a letting go of the old cycles and a beginning of something new, moving towards wish fulfillment. Yeah. Oh, and new opportunities coming up too. Yeah, and I know, um, that isn't that the that's the biz. That's the biz. Even movie stars, they went through so much and they wanted to give up, and then boom, and they talk about that. Yeah, and here's the world card. So victory, leaving behind old ways of thinking and believing and moving into this new. It's wish fulfillment. If it's your wish to do that, they're saying you got these opportunities coming up. You've got the endings and new beginnings coming up too. So, they're like, keep going, because all it takes is they want a particular type of movie for the specific type of individuals. And, just let me see here. I feel like they're about focusing your energy a little differently. Let me see here. Yeah. So the Eight of Cups, which the Eight of Cups is leave behind emotions that no longer serve you, and you head off because you're headed off to the Nine of Cups. So they're like, just try to leave behind these emotions that don't serve, and then you can move in that direction. And the Hierophant here is really about contracts and commitment and walking up, the stairs into uh, seeing things from this higher perspective as well. So I kind of feel like if you don't do a gratitude journal right now, I would really, really encourage you to do so, because it transforms energy in your life. Because we can get into, our human side teaches us focus on what's missing, focus on what our fears are, focus on what we don't want in our life that's in it. And then because we do that, it expands it and grows it. But instead, we focus on what we're grateful for, what we do want, and focus on unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace. And the more we do that, that energy shifts and it grows this and it changes our vibration to attract this. So, you know, um, when there are, like 20 jobs in the, movie industry, that's normal, isn't it? Isn't that just like a tip of the iceberg for how many, uh, you know, um, what do you call them? I was thinking like interviews, but that's not the word. But at the auditions, it's like doing it over and over. Eventually, someone spots you and they're like, hey, we want you to come to this. And we always trust that the right opportunities open, because it'll come up where you'll go audition and you'll be an extra. In fact, they want you not just to be an extra in the background, they want you to be someone who actually speaks a part. And they're like, what? And then boom, they wanted you to leave your house at 4 a.m. Well, if it's your dream, you're going to do what you got to do, right? So it's not obvious. If it's your dream, you'll wake up, to do it, right? So if it's truly your dream, really search your heart too. That Hierophant is search your heart. What is it you truly want? And if you want it, then you'll do what you're going to do. But that's what they have for you, LA. So they say continue, 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 continue. If it's your dream, keep going, because things are about to change. It's right when you're right about to give up, that's when things happen, right? So I like it. I'm gonna be a star. Yes, absolutely. All right. You are very welcome. And don't forget us when you become a star. All right. So many blessings to you, and have a very happy holiday as well. All right. And Lisa, thank you so much for your donation. And so you want to tell you what R will make. Okay. Okay, let's take a look here and see if is it for your highest experience to be with R. Let's ask Spirit that here. I'm going to switch decks here. This one is like way overused. Excuse me. All right. There we go. Oh my gosh. So the reason I kind of chuckled, because I was like, okay, well, ending a new beginning, heartbreak. So they really are just emphasizing here. It's like, you know, the for your highest good, they're like, this ending and a new beginning and disappointment. This is what that you'd end up with together. So if you are together, you end up getting disappointed in the end, because you do have the Three of Pentacles, which the Three of Pentacles can be, like being true to your authentic self, not being moved by other people. But with this popping up, it really feels, since this is about, um, the three individuals, I feel like there's this, it's like it just, with three and a three, it just heartbreak. It just ends up not working out well for you. You end up being disappointed there, because they're showing you, no, Hadisa, I'm on Eliza. Um, so and this is not for you. Because what I'm showing here, like with, if you leave, if you just allow that relationship to end between, and avoid this situation, you you move into this strength and this power of your life that you end up having victory and sunshine and just a beautiful, you even have wedding and marriage that comes in the future with someone else that's so much more brighter and so much more 10 of pentacles. Like, this is what your life is. If you move away from that and you move beyond that, there's just this, beautiful strength that comes in, and you're so much more stronger, and your life is so much more full. So I just feel like, spirit is just being very, very clear that if you choose to pursue them, you'll just feel heartache and heartbreak and disappointment. And so they're really encouraging you to move into, a direction, move away from that, allow it to end, and just know that um, our heart sometimes wants things that are it's not for the highest health of it. And when that's why spirit wants to show you just what a wonderful life you have ahead of you if you will let that go. Because you got marriage and 10 of pentacles, which is like super abundance, and the victory card, which is one of the most victorious cards in the entire deck, as well. So you know I wish I had better things for you here, knowing that what your heart wants. But I just feel that's what spirit is mentioning here and showing you the possibilities that you have, without being with this other individual, with R. Um, so that's what they have for you, Elisa. I know. Yeah, exactly. Because this is what, if you want to experience that, it's not wrong to experience heartache and disappointment, because it's one of the things we come here to experience. But when we're asking, spirit about what is best for you, it's like, not that, because there's so much more that they want for you. And like you said, what do we really want? And it's sometimes, like I said, our heart can be like a little puppy that just wants, because it's like it wants to eat all that chocolate, and it's like, yeah, but that'll kill you. I know you want this puppy. And we have my host has some dogs, and sometimes I grab something to eat, and it's something that will kill a dog. And I'm like, I know you're so cute, and I know you want this, but no, no, I'd rather have you here. So um I don't necessarily know that. Just that if they did and you ended up with them, you would end up being disappointed and heartbroken. So meaning that, when and I've seen it so much in life too, that I have one of my close friends that ends up with someone who's married or with someone else, and they leave them for them, and they think, oh, we'll be happy ever after. And I'm like, well, if they'll leave them for you, what makes you think they won't leave you for someone else? And sure enough, they jump from that person, they leave them for someone else, they end up with someone else that leave them for someone else. And it just, spirit is like, avoid all that, avoid it all. There's something so much better in alignment for you in the future. So that's what they're focusing in on, is that business that's going on is not for you. You know, they're like, don't even worry about how to get them to leave the other person or do this, because if you can get them to leave them for you, how's it going to stop them trying to get them to go back, or someone else to get them to go to them, right? It's like they show you who they are. If they won't commit and be honorable to someone, they won't be it to you either. So that's what they have. So many, many blessings to you, Elisa. Just let that be your vision board. The sun and this beautiful 10 of pentacles, and all that glorious stuff that is ahead for you in your future. So, so that's what they have. Well, sometimes things happen for us, um, for a reason. Um, I mean, everything happens for a reason. If it's this third party, pulled them away from you, thank God for unanswered prayers sometimes, right? You see them later going, oh, thank God I didn't end up with them. So just know it always happens for us. It doesn't happen to us. So that's what you have there. And thank you guys so, so very much. I mean, there's so many more readings, and I've been on for 3 hours now. So I'm going to have to call it a night. If you do need a reading this evening and you need answers tonight and you're like in desperate need of it, if you click on my Bretta Zen Mystic Tarot, it'll take you over to my main page where I have a bunch of playlists of readings, like pick a card readings, weekly energy updates, monthly readings, just a ton of free content. So those are all still free. If you want to jump over there, follow your heart, spirit will guide you to the readings that have messages for you. I will be back tomorrow morning in about, let's see, it's almost 10 o'clock here, 11 o'clock. What's that, 12 hours from now? So I will be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. Even it's Christmas, I'm still going to be here because I love bringing messages for everyone. And then every night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Also offer personal readings if you want to book a reading. All that information is listed in the description box of the video. There's also a giveaway playlist, which I already have a winner for tomorrow. So you'll get a video tomorrow about the winner of this week's 30-minute free personal recorded reading. But you can also check to see how you can enter for next week's. What else? I think that's it. So a lot of opportunities. Thank you guys again so much for all the thumbs up, and it means a lot to me. It helps share the beautiful love with the world, and so thank you for being a part of that. And please know that as you go throughout each and every second of every day, you are unconditionally loved by the mother and father of all things. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, you guys hang in there. Take care of yourself. Have a great night, great day, wherever you're out in the world. And we will see you soon. Until then, please take care of yourself. Much love.